step outside and decide which way to run. Other kids don't have it quite so good. A blue sky turns to northern lights, a billion stars shining bright. You only really get that where we're from. And the beauty fills my ears and eyes. Wherever I will roam, the island is my home.
Okay, so I've been here before filming. I can't remember where I put the information, but this is the old Crieff primary school down here on Commissioner Street, or what it's more officially known as in the olden days as Commissioners Street, running this way. This is a cancel culture project by the bloody nationalists. Nothing wrong with that school. They spent a lot of money doing up the stuff, but as you can see, it's in total disrepair. But I'm not going to complain. I'm on a bit of a nostalgia run today. I decided I'd recap on some of the stuff. The building at the back there, through the foliage, is the church manse. And this over here is a Presbyterian kirk. It's a free church. And look at the damn state of it. So this is this doubles up as the dining centre, you know, for when I was a child at school. That's the church manse for the church here. In fact, there's actually the church manse is actually along the end of the Broykenny. Yes. The railings here survived the chop and in the First World War. I was going to say the First and Second World War, but it's mostly the First World War that they decided to chop every bloody piece of metal down in regards to having it's to encourage people to be involved in a community-based spiritual lifting. Oh wait, it's Mercury retrograde, so you're going to stumble. What I'm trying to say, it was a sort of propaganda thing by the British government. It was in order to try and promote people to do. This is the way in through here, through the gate. It's interesting that gate has survived so long. But what I'm saying is that these railings all over, I've mentioned before. They were cut down, Andy. So this is a later section, all right. These ones were cut down, perhaps to make way for the gate. Well, these are the originals, you can tell. Yes, you can tell. So these were kept. These ones are, for some reason, were cut away. But anyway, that's us at this point. What was I talking about there? Oh yeah. So, down that way, which is Duckledge, down on the left-hand side, across from the Market Park, was where there was an educational set-up in regards to waiting in the Crieff High School being built in the late 60s, and therefore they closed the school at the top of at the Kirk Gate, across from the old bus garage. Everything I say will not mean anything to anybody because, well, I'm based here in Crieff, and as I say, this is a church. Stick to one story at a time, Andy. When they closed the school at the top here, there was only these what they called the horsey huts were used for educational purposes before the high school was finally opened in the late 60s. What we also had on this situation was it doubled up as our dining centre in the early primary school, and then we came to this one, at a much later date. Fabulous food was served constantly. But you can see this is the Presbyterian church, the Free Church. And as we come up this way, this was the entrance to the old primary school. This route is commonly known as Duckledge Road, but it's not. It was originally called Back Lane. One of the oldest parts of Crieff actually is just up here. A very old part of Crieff, let's put it that way, not the oldest part. Since I was last here, they've erected keep out stuff. So, when I was originally here, the last time I could get access into these grounds, but this is high tensile keep out sort of stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised, Andy, that if they contemplated turning that into some sort of asylum seekers home or something. This is the old early primary school area. When I say that this is for the infants, this is where we used to do. And over there, you see, that was the toilets. Over there. And there's an entrance into the school. Just over. Why am I picking up that one? Yes. Just there. There's a door entrance, which we did. This whole playground would be filled with children enjoying themselves, skipping and jumping around and running and stuff. And this was for the senior boys. This is where we used to play football. This is actually holy ground. This is officially in the 1850 maps of Crieff, up until the school was built. This was actually all holy ground. It was called the holy ground. So I'm a bit perturbed. The last time I came, I have got footage of it. The last time I came here, there was physical access into this arena. Let's see if we can do anything from the Addison Terrace side, Andy. I don't think we will be. It looks like they've really gone to town with their security for whatever reason. Okay, I phoned the security company just to safeguard myself from any trouble, but said they can't give me permission, but they can't deny me permission, so it was my call. I said, well, that's fine, I'll make my way in. So I climbed over at the Commissioner Street side. But what's special about this, although it doesn't look the same as a 7-year-old child, but I remember the very first time I came down here, and standing at the bottom down there, and it was the day of the Christmas carols, and I always fell in love with the carol, Once in Royal David's City. I'm still very fond of that. No, I'm not that one, Annie. It was in the bleak midwinter. In the bleak midwinter was the one. So let's close this for now. So this is the old. This wasn't here when I was a child. But as an infant, lots and lots of games we've played here, and all lined up. That was the bike shed at the back there, bicycle shed, and all the senior pupils would walk along there because they'd lined up at the other end, which I will show you. But this down here was the toilet block, and yes, and this was a doorway. This was definitely a access through that door there. It's been blocked off at some stage. So we'll have a little bit wander. As I say, it's amazing to think that all these memories, and I'm going back a long, long time in my life to this part of the land. Now we're going to get through this lot, Annie. Is this padlocked or is it just stiff? I think this one's just a bit stiff already, so we'll climb over on this one. I need to zoom off the camera for the stage actually. So these are the old school gates, of course, and absolutely fabulous. They weren't painted black. I'm trying to think what colour everything was at that time. I can't really remember, to be honest, but it wasn't black. Not that I can recall. Let's just pass on that one. But these gates would be closed at the 4 o'clock on a Friday. Well, as soon as the last pupil was out, and then that would be it until Monday morning. And likewise on holidays. But instead they've got these bloody security fences everywhere. I see it, I mean, there was lots of fights. This is it seemed to be a perfect area for fighting just in here. There was always boxing. And there was cycle sheds up there, and a shelter shed. But most of the lads played football. All that graffiti stuff, this kind of woke graffiti, or at least child stuff, that was promoted by teachers back in the 90s and the 20s, up until the school actually closed. So this was a way along to where we'd line up. This is where I remember most of my lessons up in the top floors and stuff there. I don't think we're going to get access here, Andy. Is this locked, is it? It's got a bolt. I wonder if I can take that bolt off. Probably not. I can't get over that cable. Oh dear, Annie. What's the best way through? What would be the best way? Oh dear, Annie. I mean, you should leave the bloody place alone to let people come in for nostalgia. So you can't really get through this lot. Let's see what's happening at this point here, Andy, first of all. Okay, I've done a bit scaling off the fence. And I wouldn't be surprised if CCTV set off some bloody alarms, but there's an intruder amongst the weeds. So this is where the seniors, including myself, when we grew up a bit, up until primary 7, this is where we used to line up. The janitor would come out into the school playground here, at the top of the steps, and he'd blow his whistle. Sam Smith, Mr. Smith. I know his son and his grandson, of course, but he would come up and blow the whistle. And all the children would run down. Some would still have ripped pullovers, some would have a bleeding nose or a skint knee or something. Any of them that was fighting usually got reprimanded, but this is where it all happened. And that was the doors in there, the sort of pushy door that you went through. And this is all mostly on the top floor that I remember most of my classes, for some reason. And really fabulous to think back to all of this. But, and then round here, this corner here particularly, what a bloody mess. Just in here, Annie, was a favourite spot. This is where we all played marbles. Some of the guys are pretty good at the marbles, I'll tell you that. And one person used to turn up with a big steel ball bearing. It wasn't a marble, it was a bloody demolition job. And along here was a huge shelter shed come bike shed. I mean, a massive thing. And this is where we all played British Bulldogs. It was pretty physical. It really was. There was a lot of torn garments and black eyes. I have to tell you this. Really was. It was. I mean, it was quite brutal. And this was the back door into the gymnasium. Well, we got through in the gymnasium inside there, of course. And I've been on the roof, in fact, in 1974. There was a discotheque held in the gymnasium for the final pupils. and we all climbed on top of the roof, have a look, and I can remember the suite, the band suite, playing out loudly. Yeah, definitely some memories here, Andy. This down here, I never used this gate. No, I never once went down that way. But I will tell you, along here, just for the extent of the shelter shed, there was a bullying incident I had when I was probably about 9 or 10. And rather than confront the person at the gates, I wasn't being cowardly, I didn't want any aggravation. I used to come, no, I was only about 8 when I think about it, and I would come around, I would bloody climb that, and how the hell I got up there, I don't know, but I climbed up. There was a toilet in here as well, that's what it was. And I used to climb onto this, it was a sort of outwardly urinal place in the corner, and we would climb onto the walls gingerly around and then climb and make my way up. And there was a school teacher's house at the back, Mrs. Mackenzie her name was. She never asked once why I was doing what I was doing, but I'm sure she must have seen me doing it and thought there's a problem here, there's an issue. But anyway, this is all my memories in primary, all gone to weed. Yep. Really, look at the brambles, Andy. Nature's taking over, Andrew. This part of the staircase coming out the bloody window looks like. That's probably why they got security. Maybe there's been some visitations indoors and a bit of messing around and messing up. But a wonderful old Victorian school, it really was. And as I said already, the playground was a hive of activity. Absolutely brilliant it was. And just for one final thing, because we'll never get this again, Andy. Just one final time, this is the playground area. I know that chap's name that used to try and confront me. I'm not going to mention his name, but I'll tell you what happened to him. I eventually confided in both my brothers about the situation. It was a Saturday afternoon, walking down King Street. And he says, there he is over there, go and get him. I said, no, I don't want any problems. Go and get him, give him a right bloody thumping, Andrew. And I did. Because they were there to make sure that he was taught a lesson not to bully anyone again. And after that, I suppose in a way I felt a bit guilty that I'd raised my hands to anybody. Yes, I did. I felt rather squeamish about it all. But let's depart. We've done what we wanted to do in here, and we've seen our way. Coming in here in all weathers, along here. So there we are, all very grand, Indy. So that's us from here, and of course that's Duckledge Terrace along the back there. Well, it shouldn't be called Duckledge Terrace. Well, maybe, but Back Lane. Very old houses. So thank you very much for joining me from the old Crieff Primary School. Council culture at its best. Just for the record, this part is the oldest part of the school at the westerly edge. Okay. 1856. This is 1874 edition, and that over there is 1936. And as I said, the part at the back was added in 1937. So that's pretty good, Andy, isn't it? You'll probably be able to see this up here. I've got enough footage left in this part. That's 1938, Andy. Can't quite see it. I think it's 1938.
I saw Anisha gone. A short bar of MOC echo in my ears forevermore. The sound of praises drifting to the sky on long nights in the summertime, riding bikes until we're called back home. And the future might take us far away, but any